Hello, so today we'll be talking a bit about studying strategies for H2 chemistry in the A-levels examinations. I like to say that there are 3 passive and 3 active studying methods for H2 chemistry, and actually this can be applied to any other science subject as well. The 3 passive methods of studying refer to 3 methods of studying whereby information enters into you, but you're not actually actively doing any practice questions. Nonetheless, effort is required on your part. The first passive method is understanding textbook knowledge. That is the fundamental concepts that are being written down in your lecture notes and in your reference textbooks. However, that is not sufficient. The second passive studying method is looking at answer keys to past questions to see how textbook knowledge is actually applied in answering exam questions. This is very important as it is not just sufficient to know the textbook understanding, but how to apply this textbook understanding into answering questions and scoring the marks. And lastly, the third passive method is memorizing standard answering templates to answer standard questions that always come up in the exams. So for every topic, you should identify a few questions that frequently come out during examinations and memorize the certain answering template that can be used to score you the maximum marks for these questions. Now, we move on to the 3 active methods of studying which involves practicing. Practicing is the key to mastering any subject, especially for H2 chemistry. Firstly, I recommend that immediately after the lecture has ended, you practice the tutorial questions open booked. This is for 3 reasons. Firstly, by practicing almost immediately after the lecture has completed, you can better retain and understand the concepts that are being taught in the lecture. And the next 2 reasons is basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You are rereading your lecture notes while practicing tutorial questions at the same time, or accomplish within the same period of time, thus saving you much time and energy as well. Because as you do the questions, you refer to the lecture notes, thus both reading and practicing at the same time. The second active method of studying is practicing topical questions, but this time closed book. Why topical questions? This could be because if you were to go straight into exam questions, some of the topics tested in a particular exam question may not yet have been covered by the school. Hence, most schools will actually provide students with topical practice sets, and I recommend that every student take the time to at least attempt, if not complete, these topical practice sets. And by now, after finishing the tutorial worksheets and all the discussion questions of the tutorial worksheets, you should be confident enough to attempt this question closed book. Lastly, the third active strategy for studying is practicing past year papers before examinations. Before JC1, the first common test, you could practice past year papers for that common test. Before the promotional exams, practice past year promotional exam papers that you can find either given by your teachers on your school website or in your school library, for example. And of course, before all of the important JC2 exams, it's important to practice the past year papers. And before A-levels, practice past year A-level papers in your 10-year series or prelim papers from other schools. And so these are my 3 passive and 3 active strategies for studying for H2 chemistry in the A-levels. Thank you.